So here's problem 1 from the 2016 AIME 1. And in here we have r somewhere between -1 and 1, and S of r is the sum of the infinite geometric series, 12, 12r, 12 plus 12r plus 12r squared plus 12r cubed, so on. So we're going to say A is between here, such that S of A times S of negative A is 2016. Find S of A plus S of negative A. So the first thing you need to know is the sum of an infinite geometric series in general is going to be the first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. And so for this, we know that S of A will equal 12, the first term, divided by 1 minus A, and S of negative A will equal 12 divided by 1 minus negative A, which will be plus A. And that makes this become the equation 12 over 1 minus A times 12 over 1 plus A equals 2016. And multiply that through, and I got 144 over 1 minus A squared equals 2016. Now when I first sat down to try this problem, I started solving for A by multiplying both sides by 1 minus A squared, subtracting, dividing, square root. But then I stopped myself, that ended up being a lot of work, and just saying, well, hold on here. I know this, okay? And I'm trying to find this, and what actually happens is S of A plus S of negative A is 12 over 1 minus A plus 12 over 1 plus A. And when I get a common denominator, I'm going to have to multiply this by 1 plus A over 1 plus A, and this by 1 minus A over 1 minus A, which will get me the same denominator here, and the A's in the numerator are going to cancel out. So I don't actually need to solve for A. Knowing what 1 minus A squared is going to be enough. So let me keep on going with this. So this would give me 12 plus 12A plus 12 minus 12A all over 1 minus A squared. The 12A's cancel, and that gives me 24 over 1 minus A squared. And here's how I finished it off. I knew that I had 144 over 1 minus A squared. I wanted to find what 24 over 1 minus A squared was, so I knew that the ratio 144 to 24 was in a ratio of 6 to 1. I actually saw that 144 is 12 times 12, so it'll be 24 times 6. That's how I saw that. And so that allowed me then to take this answer and say, okay, well, I can set a proportion I can divide by 6. I'll set up the proportion. So 2016 over whatever my answer is supposed to be, I'll just put an x, is going to be in the ratio 6 to 1. 6x equals 2016. Divide both sides by 6. If you don't know it, you can do long division. So 2016, divide out the 6. 6 goes into 23 times. 6 goes into 21 3 times. And 6 goes into 36 6 times. So the answer is 336. Now, before I wrap up this video, there was a smarter thing I could have done. The first time I saw this, I did a lot of work here, but if I had just divided both sides by 144 first, since 144 is a factor of 2016, I would have gotten to the simpler equation, 1 over 1 minus A squared equals 14. And this is actually very solvable, and I could put the a value back in and do some work with the square root and get the same answer at the end. All right, comment with any questions.